Come in. There's always something new here in the inn.
All right, let's back to it, or well, get to it in general, I guess. Starting up quite a lot later than usual, because we end up playing more Genshin Impact than I expected on Save File Variety. But now, let's get started. Yeah, Coast says we get mage for like nearly a week. Yeah, we had like 15 runs or so. We were not offered mage, but we've been offered like 8 8 in the last just few days. We got offered like 4 in a row or something.
Magic molds the minds of many, and I am its master.
Good as the ATD said, Mage, guess what? More Mage, never ending, never stopping, never Drake firing. You know, it's been Mage Hogwarts Legacy. Witches and wizards. Razormane's not bad, especially in Mage where you can ping it if you need to. We're gonna take Drake fire. And Mrs. Mute. Good to see Panda. Injured Marauder. I mean, I don't really want, but I'm not a big fan of Humongous Owl either. Mage has more important things to be doing with like 7 mana. Alright, don't really want the Marauder. I'm gonna take it. Alchemist is fun, although it can create, like, you know, Sunwell mirrors. Shooting Star is pretty good, but I will take General, but General might be too slow. Honestly, Shooting Star might work better. Take a Corporal. Take a Corporal, take an Arcane Defenders, take an Armorer. I think I like it more in Shopkeep. Take a Cold Case over Maze Guide. This pick's not super great. These are all understated. Question is, you know, how likely do I think I'm to draft or discover secrets for the chatty? As a new contender has emerged, someone on the EU leaderboard has a astounding 8.47%. Yeah, it's also interesting, you know, now we're like halfway through the meta. There's about there's actually exactly 5,000 people. Exactly 5,000 people on the Americas leaderboard. There's 5,774 on Asia. And there's 5,153 on Europe. So that's the number of people who have completed 30 runs in the course of about a month. So an average of like 1 run a day. 15,000-ish people? I don't know if that's more or less than I would expect. The battle tag of the person on EU is, it looks like it might be Chinese or Japanese, though, yeah? So I translated the person's name on Europe. Their name translates apparently to, according to Google, to Gul'dan, God of War. I'm gonna take Chatty, but I don't know how confident I am I'll take secrets or discover secrets. Get the major location though. Ooh. We're probably taking Deathwing. We have to look at Braun. Elise is almost never... Well, I mean, she's okay, but you almost never manage to do the Golden Monkey. So, Braun, you discover 2 secrets off this. I could let the Injured Marauder kill itself. That's about it. Yeah, Braun, Injured Marauder, exactly. My story Elise was bait. Pretty much. You're almost never gonna activate that Golden Monkey, but if the other legendaries are terrible and you could use a 4-mana 3/5, which is not the best stat line, it's worse than Chillin' Yeti, but you know, occasionally you can take her. But we'll take Deathwing here. I got 3 10-mana cards, that's pretty unusual. Discover a spell over another chatty. Genuinely, I might need the Dire Wolf here. Discover spell is great, but the 5 mana is a little awkward. I think we need to start fixing our mana curve. I like Reef Walker. I like Skulker too, but I'm gonna take Reef. Rhyme Tongue's okay. Shooting Star's pretty good. Forge Fiend's okay, but it's very vulnerable to hard removal. From Priest in particular. I'm just gonna take Rhyme Tongue. Could think about Shooting Star. Sentinel, I don't think I have any Dredge. Draw a Frost spell. I have 1 Frost spell at the moment. I'm gonna take a mid-sized taunt. Take a small taunt. Ice Barrier works with Chatty, but I don't think I care. Flesh Beam, withdrawn undead. I have Corporal. Flesh Beam is really slow, and there's already so many slow cards in this deck. I'm just gonna take an Ootron. I'm gonna take a Snow Flurry, although Infiltrate could be good in there. Shadow's pretty good. I'm gonna take it over Legionnaire. Dredge, if it's a mech, draw it. That would help us with Sentinel, just dredging in general. Because the fact that all regions are close to 5,000 makes you think the majority would be bot-style accounts. Majority, huh? I'd have to check those lowest pages. Phosphorus says, look for a new game to play during downtime at work. Got a Switch and a PC. Maybe pick up a PS5. Favorite game in the last decade is Dragon Warrior 1. Or, Dragon Warrior 1 or Dragon Warrior X1? Not sure if I know. Dragon Warrior X1? I'm just Googling this for a second to see. By the one you mean Dragon Quest 11? XI? They just put out that Octopath Traveler game. Octopath 2, rather, that has a Switch version. I haven't played it myself yet. Hosey. I heard you pronounce it once when I looked at... It is Hosey, not Hossy, right? Hosey? What was I saying? Yeah. Hosey was streaming Kerbal Space Program 2. I tuned... Oh, both work? Well, it reads as Hoss to me, so maybe I'll stick with Hoss then. Yeah, I tuned in briefly when Hoss was playing Kerbal 2, but as I clicked onto it, you know, I loaded up, and Hoss is like, I'm done. I'm done with this for now. Immediately. So, like 2 seconds. Man, I like Kerbal a lot. Yeah, tuned in Rising called with the game. Yeah, and then you went over to Let's Terraform Mars or whatever. Or Plan B Terraform. That's it. Which I've heard of that game, but I've not really seen much of it. Hope you enjoyed it. Is Cinderella too good? I'm gonna take Trench, actually, but that's a little debatable. Famished Fool for big draw power over a Shooting Star. I keep turning down Shooting Star. Babylon was good, and you played some more. But yeah, I did think it was interesting that they put... Right now, they have Kerbal Space Program 1 on, like, 75% off sale. I wonder if it's like a... If it's a thing to say, like, you know, anybody who bought Kerbal 2... Like, hearing hype and never did Kerbal 1, and right now Kerbal 2 is... You know, very early access. They're like, okay, you bought Kerbal 2, and you think there's not enough there? Okay, go buy Kerbal 1 at 75% off. Go play that until we've cooked Kerbal 2 more. Keep forgetting Ram Commanders in the net. It's a great card. I like Royal Librarian too, but let's take Ram Commander. So I can take this Dredge. I like the Stockade card. If you bought Kerbal Space Program 2, refunded, and buy Kerbal Space Program 1 with all DLC. Yeah. Yep. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more Kerbal 1. I've put. I mean, I imagine you've put a lot more, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I put. I think over 200 hours into Kerbal 1, which I know some people have done a lot more, but it's still a lot of time. I don't know if I'll put any more into Kerbal 1, but yeah, in Spacey games. In terms of Spacey games, they're about to put out a DLC for Stellaris, which is a Civilization-style game. I'm a little excited about that, because they're adding cloaking to the game. They're adding cloaking devices to the game for the first time ever. Oasis Ally. Helps Rhyme Tongue a little. It helps... It helps Chatty Bartender quite a bit. It was a Starfield win. Is Starfield scheduled for the end of this year right now? When's it scheduled for? They're still making Stellaris DLCs? You bet they are. You bet they are, just like all the Paradox games. This DLC. But I like most of the Stellaris ones. I just really like Stellaris. I do. It's the one I've chosen to commit myself to. Europa Universalis. No. Abandon that. Embrace Stellaris. It's just fine now. I'm gonna take Suspicious, partly because we're streaming. I like Egwin, although I might have the right cards for her. Do I have the right cards for Varian? Probably not either. I do have a Rush. I'll probably end up taking Medivh's mom and trying to, like, discover things that work with her. How many wins with yesterday's mage? 10? 10. Yeah, we got 10 wins with the double parrot deck. We lost to a paladin, which I don't remember what happened. We lost to a druid, that I don't remember what happened. And we lost to a fellow mage that threw frozen touches us, which I do remember. But yeah, 10 wins. We still had double digits. Was hoping for 12, but I'm not going to be sad about 10. Let's see. So we got... Oh, we do have a Divine Shield. Oh, we do have the Annoyotron with Divine Shield. And I can get the Sentinel with Divine Shield. So actually, maybe I'm taking Varian. I have this with Rush. I have this with Rush. I don't have many taunts, though, do I? I've got... Well, this has taunt, and the other one has taunt. This has taunt. I guess Varian could actually work really well, especially because he can dredge up the Sunken Sentinel. Or the Annoyotron. Alright, let's take Varian, actually, not Medivh's mom. I don't really have spells that do direct damage anyway. I have to discover them off Alchemist. Alright, Varian. Cone of Cold's pretty good. Scribe can be really good, though, to, like, get an Arcane Defenders out, turn early. I'm gonna take Murkwater. Cone of Cold does, though, work with the Rhyme Tongue. I says Crusader Kings 3. I own a copy of Crusader Kings 3. I don't have any of the DLC for it, but I own a copy of it. I think it was in a Humble Bundle. But I haven't even installed Crusader Kings 3. I should, though. I need to do that thing where you manipulate the game mechanics, which they made a lot easier in Crusader Kings 3, I think. I need to do that thing where you manipulate the game mechanics to breed kings and queens with horses to make a horse dynasty. I need to do that. But yeah, mostly I'm on the Stellaris train. These Stellaris are like a million DLCs already. We stopped playing it 5 years ago. Yeah, they've added a lot more. The Federation's DLC was really good. They recently did Overlord, which might change the game too much, actually, the balance of the game, but it's pretty sweet. This new one's called First Contact. And as you'd expect, it redoes some stuff with it redoes stuff with primitive civilizations, actually. It redoes stuff with primitive civilizations. And it's adding cloaking devices. I'm gonna take Treasure Guard. It's another taunt for Varian. Shooting Star, Suspect. I'm gonna take Suspect. If I took Medivh's mom, I would finally take that Shooting Star. I like Arc Splitter a lot. I still like Scribe to discount spells, but I think I'm still gonna go Arc Splitter. Last pick. Another Suspect from me. Don't like Gangster. I can discover Counterspell, but I don't love drafting it. Alright. I like this deck pretty okay. It doesn't have some of the strongest mage cards. It does have the location. But it doesn't have a Frozen Touch. It doesn't have a Deathborn. It doesn't have a Parrot to go with the Arcane Defenders. But it's got Deathwing, it's got a Varian that could combo very, very well with, like we said, the Sentinel in particular. We do have that location. We have 2 Suspicious Alchemists, which is fun, although not necessarily strong. Yeah, I would definitely not call this a top-tier mage deck, but I think it's got enough cool stuff to be, you know, cool. Glad I mentioned Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium is super, super great. Maybe not for everybody, especially if you don't want a text-heavy game or a story-heavy game. But yeah, I love Disco Elysium. Yeah, of course, we love disco. It's hardcore.
Let the negotiations begin.
Let's see. I was trying to see the franchise make it popular. Heard things of Fire Emblem as well. Yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses. You know, we streamed Fire Emblem Three Houses twice, despite it being over 100 hours long, because you can pick the 3 houses. So we did a playthrough as the Black Eagles, and a playthrough as the Blue Lions or whatever. We never did do Golden Deer. I'm not sure if we'd ever come back and do Golden Deer. Lightning wants me to.
Time's almost up. Time's almost up.
Bet they will take that one, but we'll see. Might go objection. Yeah. So now we turned it into a tear reality, man.
That's the one.
If I want them to not get the copy of the spell, I should take explosive runes. When you say variant is a card, doesn't see much play in it because he has too much variance. Are you just going for variants? Are you just going for variants? Yeah.
Wrong ingredient.
Does a counterspell be worth or no? I think this could be 8 or 9. I don't like drafting counterspell, personally. There's a new stream recap button. Is there? What's it do? There's a Deathwing is all that useful when your opponent starts touching your face. I don't like people touching my face.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Sound like Deathwing's that good anymore. Yeah, but you know, did you really want to draft Elise? And maybe the answer is yes, but I didn't particularly want to draft Elise.
Wrong ingredient.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
Wrong ingredient.
Sounds fun. The test Friends for Life was pretty good. Picking Secrets of Alchemist seems stupid. Well, yeah, I mean, they're gonna know what I'm doing eventually, it's true. How many stats for stream this channel in February? Watch 22 at 22 streams. Oh, yeah. That's not super new. It's been around for like at least 3 or 4 months. But it's fairly new. Ragport, you have a special voice line when he gets frozen, touched on the side of his face. Like Vicks Vapor Rub, but it actually has some relief. This is the only mode in which variants is possible variant because you could put 2 in your deck. Yes. Yes, quite.
Did that just...
Well, that's not true. That's actually a lie. Because there's that old warrior variant. In Wild, you could put the old warrior variant and the new variant. It's a variant. You're gonna make me snap! Because I just realized, on play, the card disappears and the golden animation fades away in the background. What? Which card are we talking about? Is variant of a natural special text ability / keywords? It says Trashism. The new variant, yeah. The old variant drew cards. New variant without any of the keywords in the deck is just a 8-mana 7/7, which is worse than a war golem.
Time is short.
Memories are fragile things.
Like 2 elementals to upgrade. I have 1 elemental. Do I have more elementals in the deck? I think so.
How curious.
Actually, the Reef Walker is an elemental, which I usually forget about, unless I'm trying to put a shark on it. So yeah, so Constantly discover more fonts. So if I use this, I could get 2 random spells off Ruby. Grey Sage Parrot, though, if I take it and I draw Arcane Defenders later or Drakefire Amulets, that could be powerful. I don't know if I'm gonna draw those cards anytime soon. I don't know, went for it. Maybe I should have taken the parrot.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
Okay, so what about Ajaran? The Sentinel? No, it's a... Ajaran Sentinel is nothing. There's a reason so it's a bit with time ago. We played a lot of Genshin. We played more Genshin than I expected to, but yeah, it's fun to answer questions when people have one. People had more questions than usual. If we were to play Luminary and Snow Flurry,
Curious.
Discovery. You can't stop these snows.
and this transforms, and it still costs 0. And then the spells we get will be discounted.
I ain't no snitch.
Arcane arrows, fill the sky.
That won't do anything. So yeah, the Ice Period doesn't do much, but they don't know what. They don't know what secret I played. They'll have to hopefully play around with, like, objection. It says the RNG difference at higher winds is nuts. Wait, the RNG difference? Does this just mean the power level of different decks, or...
The better.
Just burn them stuff before they get to the value. That's not very fun. Not very fun. Ox considers many things. Use Flurry to slow down this death rattle. Not sure if it'd be worth it, though.
Error, hot bucket.
Oh. These are not what I wanted.
Magnificent.
A thirst beyond death, it seems to me. A thirst beyond death.
I considered using the Flurry. Estelur Savara, spell coil, battle mate for you. Dude's frozen flame like 10 times. Ugh. Ugh.
Meat tusks won't stop shattering.
Got 5 mana left. They have a mage spell from the past. Did they sink anything? You know, they just got a copy of Dredge, but I don't think they've sunk anything to the bottom of their deck. This is pretty scary. The Spirit Alpha kind of has to die. If they start getting taunts off of this, I'm not gonna be able to get face damage in. They're at 19. Pretty vulnerable there. We glaciate. Hope we don't get the domination. Oh, that card's pretty strong too. That card's pretty strong too. It makes me feel better about using the fireball on a minion, because this is so much healing. Trying to save fireball for face wouldn't have worked out anyway.
Ready to fight for a better future? Hope prevails.
They got the best hit. They got the best hit.
Not one more.
Yeah, I tried to make him hit a skeleton. It didn't work. Now they're back. Now they're at 25 health again. And I've lost a lot of cards. Save rumors that can't smell the plant Star Wars movies. I mean, you hear about those rumors all the time. I don't know if it's anything substantial this time. They were saying the Rogue Squadron movie hadn't been canceled just a few months ago, but I don't know if that has actually changed. In May of 2022, she talked about being pushed off to the side, but not actually canceled at the time. Triple Cycle, yeah. I didn't have time to look at it.
Stone Legion, to me tall.
I don't think they ever confirmed whether the Rogue Squadron movie was supposed to be,
What? No costume?
set in the sequel time period, if it was gonna be set in, like, the original series time period, when they'd be having to try to do Wedge or something. I assumed it was gonna be in the sequel time period, but I don't know if they ever confirmed that. Alright, thank you very much, Shiro, with 6 months of sub upgrade to the green badge. Says yay. Here's a yeah, here's a yeah.
This is where the fun begins.
Here's a yeah. Alright, first of the day. First of the day. This is where the fun begins, I hope. I hope. Got a Stoneborn General on board. They apparently born in 1984, which makes you think they got rid of it. Which would be the third time that's happened? It's happened a lot with Star Wars over the last 5 or 6 years. They hired the directors of the Lego movie and ended up firing him halfway through Solo. They hired the director of, like, Jurassic World or whatever for Star Wars 9, and they fired him. And then you know, they hired the producers of Game of Thrones to do 3 movies, and they fired them. They keep hiring the like latest hot thing, and then the next thing that person does is bad, and then they're like, wait, never mind. It's happening over and over and over again. Hamtung does work with Flurry. I don't think I care.
What? No costume?
Here only goes your last Rotten Tomato review.
Were you followed?
That is quite a spell from the past to get. Put one of each of your secrets from the deck onto the battlefield. That's quite a spell from the past to get. I've been annoyed by getting that randomly many times. One win, no loss. Yeah, Glavy says if they got a culture problem, then Ox says they're hiring people for the public hype that they bring to the release from. Yeah, it's a curious thing, because it depends on how, like, what do you want them to do? Because, so, what they've been doing is hiring relatively new-ish, like, directors and stuff, that have done one or two hype things. And then, in a lot of the cases, that one or two hype things appeared to have been kind of a fluke, and they've backed out. But what's the alternative, right? The alternative is using the same old directors, the same tried and true talent, over and over and over again. And it's like, do you want to do that? You can. Or do you actually want to at least try to get some new talent in there type of thing? And it depends. Who did Rogue One? Rogue One was boy, am I gonna get the name wrong? I think it's Gareth.
You have my sincere gratitude.
Edwards? Is that the? It was also done. Yeah, Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards. Who didn't actually do Andor, right? One of the other producers is doing Andor, right? Gareth Edwards also did... Well, I don't know. He hasn't done much, right?
Wrong ingredient.
Oh shoot, they guessed the Drake Fire? Dang, I really thought they were gonna go for the Arcane Defenders. Oh, he did the 2014 Godzilla movie. But yeah, Andor is, Andor is mostly Tony Gilroy, who he did rewrites and reshoots for Rogue One. But he was, I guess, kind of a script doctor on Rogue One. He was the co-writer.
Let's give him a warm welcome.
Wrong ingredient.
Because I disagree that Rogue One was good. It was amazing!
The Queen's trove is forbidden!
So if I were to ping here, I could get a 2/2. But I don't have a 2-cost minion to play with it, so I think we still go suspect. He says the Prison Arc of Andor is as good as any of the sequel trilogy movies. Well, I'm sure some people would say, well, no, it's better. I like Force Awakens a lot, so, you know, I'm gonna... I enjoy Force Awakens, for sure, but... Yeah, I mean, it's a hard comparison to make, too, because Andor is a much more somber tone than any of the mainline movies. Flowers args into the stream. Why are you, like, buffying up? Why are you buffing up, or any Joss Whedon production?
Wrong ingredient.
Must be that trade wrong. Alright, we're very weak to AoE, and if anybody's got AoE, it could be a fellow mage. He simply says, Andor was amazing with the power of the Riker truth. Riker wasn't in Andor. Yeah, Mud says, Sunwell or Lockalar, you're bound on the 7th draw, or the 7th pick? I feel like I would typically recommend Sunwell. But I don't know if stats back that up. That's just a gut feeling.
Strictly need to know.
I said, tired and frustrated with the various things. I hear you, and you know, I won't. That's the phrase I'm looking for. I won't get overly into it, but yeah, I know. I know things have not been going great, Flowers, which may be underselling it, but yeah. Yeah, I hope things turn around as much as they can. All I got is well wishes. I'm a well-wisher, insofar as I don't wish you any particular harm. I was actually, I said during we were streaming Genshin Impact, I was saying, I don't know if I feel like, you know, super enthusiastic today or anything, but I actually feel just better than usual physically in my head. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, it's due to lack of sleep and stuff. Sometimes I have that, you know, low level headache type thing, you know, just the kind of feeling of pressure, a buzz almost, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I was just like nobly. Right when I woke up, I was like, boy, my head feels really clear today. Really clear. I'm not thinking about my brain at all. It's good. I know what the secret is.
Think this through.
Matt said you just got back on the keto diet, right? You know, that's true. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I mean, what I would typically say is that I, you know, I when I've been on, you know, keto diet for a long time, I've still got that type of, like, low-level headache, though. So it's not something I would expect to, like, go away because I had it while I was on keto for years before. But I don't know, maybe I've done a body reset because I went on carbs for like 2 months. Actually, almost a little more than 2 months. I don't know, maybe that did a whole body reset, you know? When like, okay, you're a carb person again. And then going back off, I got the fresh keto. His keto flu. Yeah, I some people do have that. Some people have a lot of trouble going on and off carbs. I don't think I have much trouble, really. I know some other people who've done and do keto diet, and they have that. They say they feel really lousy going on or coming off carbs. I don't really get that, fortunately. Okay, so let's see if this is ever counterspell. Not Oasis, nope. I've got the Sunken Sentinel in deck, so... Varian is really good, but I'm still gonna go this direction, I think.
Raw ingredient.
Alright, 7 health. We got 19 damage on board. Because you get the first time. Not even the first time. Not even the first time. There are certain physiological changes that can take place in ketosis that I don't really want to get into because they're disgusting. Anyway, I noted some of those, but no, I didn't like get sick or anything. Mm-mm. Mr. Sid, safe hungover. Wait, but I said I feel good. Does that mean I feel lousy?
By my calculations, you need to chill out.
He says this. I don't know about that, but yeah, some things related to that. I don't want to get into it. It's an unpleasant topic. What character portrait is that? You like the voice of me? This is Saran that just came out. I assume you don't mean the opponent, because that's Jaina.
How curious.
If I ping my own Suspicious Alchemist, I can at least play things here. I could just ping their card, not worry about it. Great again. Yeah, this is the, I think this is the Netherwind set. No, that's the Arcanus set. Netherwind is blue. Flurberry still Jaina? She's too famous. She still does it. She still does it, like, every time. I don't know if that'll ever change, but...
From your ashes shall rise light.
Yeah, I got an Ibis, but I don't think it's gonna choke him. What's nice is I can never draw the Sunken Sentinel here, right? I can never draw the card that hurts us. So this will spawn a water elemental. And this should... Now wait, if I actually... No, I'm fine. Like, if I actually draw my rush cards, no, I'm okay.
Against me.
Woe betide those who set themselves against me. There's a full power variant. Got the rush, got the taunt, got the divine shield. This is great. Oh, Brasswing, which I've never seen. Fixes Brasswing. I would agree. Brasswing can be a comeback card. It's just a strong card. Great Hall is nice, but sometimes Great Hall is kind of too easy for the opponent to play around. So I probably would take Brasswing there. Ox makes the goal, really get the GG, and again, dedicate that win to Shiro with the 6 months of sub, upgrading to the green badge.
Let the negotiations begin.
Speaking of locations, there's our mage location. Yeah, I don't know if they've... I don't think they've changed it. If any of the voice actors change, it may... It may unfortunately be, you know, Malfurion. Because...
Me tusks won't stop shattering.
The... Maybe he's a little younger than I thought. Yeah, Malfurion's voice actor is 72. I actually thought he was. I thought he was like 10 years older than that. I thought he was 82, but he's 72. Maybe he can keep doing it for a long time. Thought he was like 10 years older. And he says, Leroy's out, right? You mean the Leroy portrait? Is that what you mean? Yeah, we played the new sports Leroy quite a few times. In fact, I think I just put some other paladins back into the mix.
Use your head!
Hoping that's not objection. No, it's explosive runes. That's still unfortunate. When I say, is there a new Leroy voice actor? Well, sort of. Leroy's really complicated, right? Leroy, you know, so Leroy was a person. Leroy was a person in a guild that made that meme video that was supposedly a recreation of a real event. The Leroy video is staged, but it's supposed to be a enhanced comedy version of something that really happened in that guild. But he was just a person at a guild making a funny video. And then they brought Leroy back for Warlords of Draenor, and initially they hired a professional voice actor. I'm not sure who that was. I don't recall. I'm not even sure if it was publicly revealed or not. But initially they hired a professional voice actor, and people complained that it didn't sound like Leroy, and so they got the real Leroy. They got the guy. I don't know how much they paid him, but they got the guy who's not a professional voice actor, but the person who's the real Leroy. And they re-recorded it.
Curious.
And now for Hearthstone, they've again gotten a professional voice actor, which I don't remember who's doing it. I think it's a fairly prominent voice actor, I think. But yeah, so Leroy's complicated because the real Leroy is not even a professional actor. It's just a person, some schmo like me. Just it's me. I'm the Leroy. No, I'm Leroy. Treacher Graham stands up and says, no, I'm Leroy. We're one turn away from getting the enhanced armorer. Stranger's got the fur, the big fur. I don't know if I have anything new on the topic of fur. I don't know. Do I? Like, let me look at my desktop. Let me look at my desktop. Do I got anything new fur? I just tried the music. I'm like, do I got anything new fur? I said Werner Herzog. The thing you have to understand about Crystal from Star Fox is the purity of the character, the universal appeal.
How curious.
The next turn I have on to see the new fur. It's still being drawn. The artists are drawing it. You don't want to disturb them. We will all be very quiet. We observe the fur creation. Big fur on his hip. Well, that creates a very explicit image.
Sorry, Squishy.
Play Fallout. We can play Fallout. The MIT is run by furries. I did know furries controlled the internet. I actually do have some new fur. The tarantula. I actually do have some new fur. It turns out. I have this on my desktop right now. I did save it because I like the character design.
The Queen's trove is forbidden.
I did. So you know, we just streamed. We just streamed Genshin Impact. We streamed Genshin Impact. Before Genshin Impact, the same company made a game, and they still update a game called Honkai Impact. And anyway, apparently this is a character in the game. This lady with an Anubis mask. I forget her name, but I saw some discussion about the significance of this character. So that's the furriest thing I have new. Just sitting around.
Woe betide those who set
So I know that Varian works so well with the Sentinel, but I know I'm also gonna get Russian Divine Shield here, which is great against the Conjurer. Yeah, what's the fox say, right? Because this Honka's hella dark game. I've heard that. I've heard the storylines are darker than Genshin. Because I learned so much here about developers of Genshin making another game called Honkai Impact. I've said before, I've said many times. Let me see if I can get a screenshot. Was super jealous that that Honkai game they did, or still do. They got oh, Neo Greg's rating. That's fine. Greg knows about waifus. Honkai got they got Asuka. They got Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion as a collab, which you can't play Asuka in Genshin. I wish you could. I wish you could. People getting the shout-outs for Greg. Hope you had a great stream. Greg? Now, I especially hope you had a great stream, because I saw... it said you were playing on Americas. And I said to myself, oh no! Oh no, Greg is playing on Americas. That must mean that Greg lost the #1 spot on the Americas leaderboard. And I looked and you were still on the #1 spot. So, I don't know what's going on, but I hope it was a great stream regardless. Make sure you check out Greg, like I said. Currently #1 on the NA leaderboard, or Americas. People say NA, but it's Americas. It's not just North America, it includes South America. So I just realized you have the achievement for generating cards from 16 expansions with reality. 16. It'll just get easier and easier, I guess. The longer time goes on, as more sets go into Wild. Yeah, I think we have that achievement too. I think we do. And yeah, the yeah, I think it was Songbird Korra. I think Korra was talking about working on the expansions for this coming year, and had them labeled by number. And so it was just like, you know, oh yeah, you know, I was this job title this year. For, you know, like, expansions 26, 27, and 28. It's like, oh, Arts has been around for a minute. Undeniable.
Stone Legion.
Did you actually play on EU? Wait, you were? I thought I said you were playing on Americas. I thought this was Americas. I thought it was what the title was. I don't know. Maybe I misread, or maybe it was a joke. You know, the real Americas is EU? I don't know. Got 11 and 12th mage. Congratulations. Hope I can replicate it. Hope I can replicate. I got my mage going. Having that many. I guess I don't know how they're counting it, you know, because do you count, and does it count, you know, like Naxxramas, the adventures, the old adventures? Does it count those as expansions? It probably does, right? So, you you get to throw in, you know, League of Explorers and Naxxramas and stuff, and even though they're only like, you know, 35 cards or whatever.
How curious.
Meant to spark conversations with best Hearthstone servers. Yeah. I mean, so you've been playing on Europe, you've been playing on America. Did you do any play on Asia? I may have asked you this recently even. But regardless, yeah, I'm just wondering if you've, like, noted any differences between the servers. Because, yeah, you know, we used to play on the other servers for chat drafts, and, Americas and Europe, I could never really tell the difference between them, but at the time, and this was years ago, yeah, the Asia server, always felt a little bit more, aggressive, people drafting lower curves. Uh-oh. It's a good start for them. Oh, they did Ice Blood, which may be no good for them. But the Blizzard start was still really good. Yeah, if you're on Asia, I guess people are much more aggressive. Yeah, so that's still the case, even like, you know, 3 or 4 years later. Okay. Oh! 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 The Ice Blood Tower cast Flame Strike and got a new 8/8 that wasn't frozen. That's the best enemy Flame Strike of all time for me. Give me lethal. Thanks, Ice Blood Tower. Thanks, Flame Strike. Did it get that win? The Neo Greg. Alright. We were gonna take a break here. We were gonna take a break, but I'm gonna delay it. I'm gonna delay it for one more game with the Greg raid. We'll use up a little bit of our ad buffer time. Whatever server Greg is on is the best server. That's why I try not to play on that server. I don't want to match up against Greg. See, there'll be an Avatar: The Last Airbender trading card game later this year. I did not see that. Is it physical or digital? That's always the question. Because if it's physical, I don't care. I don't mean that in a... I don't mean that in like an aggressively I don't care way. I just mean it in a... I don't play physical card games way, so it becomes irrelevant to me. Physical, right, so then I don't care. So then I don't care. Because I just don't play physical card games. But yeah. I guess the only way it's significant to me is that I just like the Avatar Airbender universe in general, so I'm always happy to see them using the franchise.
I want to cast a spell.
You don't want my full art? I was always a bit more into Azula. Crazy girls, but, you know, don't tell anybody that. Let's see. We can coin Reef Walker. And kill that. We could coin Treasure Guard. We could just play on Oiltron and not coin, because coin might be more useful later. That bomb was the best server in Hearthstone. I once served a drink to a Death Knight. It froze over. I think I am gonna coin. Image Nerdy with actually, yeah, the Prime sub for 6 months. Upgrading to the green badge, which is exactly what Shiro had earlier. It was Prime sub, 6 months. Big thank you, Nerdy. Upgrading to the green badge.
Excellent decision.
Hopefully can dedicate a win to you. Hopefully. Cabbage Card Man was the hottest. Like cabbages.
Let's think this through.
See if this goes okay. Thought about just doing the double trade. Subite. Where's the Cosmic Love? Devouring Plague. So this did not go particularly well. This did not go particularly well. We got 2 damage, 0 power. Could help. Could help. What a play by the Ice Blood Tower.
Light cannot exist without the dark.
If you go to a bagel shop, what do you order? An iced tea? You know, I was on carbs. We were just talking about it a minute ago. I was back on carbs for like 2 months, but I just went back on low carbs. I just went back on keto. So right now, I mean, got no bagel, but I mean, I was never ever a big like bagel shop person personally. So oh dear, I don't like that. Oh man, and they're gonna double draw, and they're gonna double draw. Man, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Not gonna be able to dedicate this one to Nerdy. Is it Heal animation's sweet? Yeah, it's very arcane. It's very arcane. You know, we've had Kel'Thuzad with a frosty one, and Jaina has fire. Now we've got an arcane one. Is this gonna be Avenge? I can't do much of anything here. I can't do much of anything here.
All ends with death.
But yeah, I was never a big bagel person. You know, I'd probably go with something pretty safe. Cinnamon's nice. Cinnamon's nice. I like cinnamon. And I can pronounce it typically. Some people have trouble saying cinnamon.
Just a scratch.
So we might trigger Avenge here. Again, there's not much I can do about it.
For the Dark Lord!
Not Avenge? Reckoning? Yeah, assume...
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
So, I took the Arcane Overflow, but I didn't use it, right? It would be usable on that turn. Maybe it'll fake them out. I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't fake anybody out. I can't fake anybody out. All three opponents have guessed the card I've taken. Even when I deliberately tried to take the second best one, they still got it. They still got it. All three opponents have got it. I don't think the 7/7's gonna help at all, really. They still have Astalor coming up. They got way more cards than me. They have like 2 Holy Spells and a Shadow Spell, or the other way around. Just absolutely dominating me. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
The Queen's trove is forbidden!
So I might accidentally trigger Galloping Savior here. I still think it's Reckoning, but...
Wrong ingredient.
So they've got the Mana Thirsted Astalor.
You get the goods.
But they're not gonna go for that.
Strictly need to know.
You get the goods. I'll stand watch.
Stone Legion, to me ain't tall!
Alright. Alright, the Reckoning's actually kind of helpful here, isn't it? I forgot. I forgot that was assuming it was Reckoning. Yeah, they still have the Astalor. I've got this Deathwing. Do they like the alfalfa type of thing?
If I got in, I can get out.
Our gift of fire empowers us!
This is like pastrami and salt beef with pickles. I am not a pickle person. I like cucumbers, right? I like the pre-pickles. I like cucumbers. I'm not a pickle person. I kept the cold case, probably for the best. Actually, keeping the dredge would be good too. I've got the Sunken Sentinel down there. I want Varian. Come on! They got Neptulon and Astalor. I endure. I endure the full power Astalor, and then they just hit me with Neptulon not being this deck. I blame Neo Greg. I wasn't gonna queue up until Greg rated. I was gonna take a break. I wasn't gonna see this opponent. So what are we playing? Truth. The answer is always truth. There's GG. I was the Neptulon. I can see the resemblance. Greg's always wearing that giant, like, you know, necklace on the stream. It's incredible. You gotta check it out if you haven't followed Greg. It's beautiful. Neptulon stays alive. Scyther redeems the anime voice churn. I guess what's coming to mind is just, you know... Yogi, you've drafted a 5th-rate deck with 7th-rate cards. Why is the deck better than the cards? Because decks are more than the subject of the sum of their parts, Yuki. But me, you had no chance when I have 2 of the most powerful legendaries in existence. How many decks did you retire to get that Neptulon Astrolore? How many decks did I retire? 0. I hire people for those things. How many decks did we retire? Uh-huh. 730, Yugi. Uh-huh. Level 222. Can't take it a win to nerdy yet, not yet. Not yet, Space. In addition to the anime voice churn, Scythe also redeems the Star Trek Chur of the Day, which we do need to take a 3-minute break here, but you know, with the redemption. If you got a special request, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just find something. But we can play this. We can play this. Anyway, you know, I'll do the other one too, just because.
Engage.
Alright. We're back in 3 minutes. Dealer's choice on topic. Well, I'll see what we can find. I'll see what we can find. Alright. Thanks for sticking around through the break. Let's play one more game and then we'll hit the Star Trek Joke of the Day. That's so funny, John. The quote. It's been a while. Since I've, watched through the entirety of Cowboy Bebop. Mostly I just rewatched the last episode. But we were just talking about Avatar The Last Airbender, and there's a character named Jet in Avatar The Last Airbender 2, and so I was trying to place that as a Avatar The Last Airbender quote. Like, why did they say that line? Who would say it to Jet? Jet was the leader of the group. He would be the one saying a line like that.
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
I can use Shattering Blast with Nightcloak Sanctum at the very least, I guess. I like to kill the Space Rock as early as possible so they don't really have the mana to utilize it. So let's do just that. Yes, Alex is low. Good to see Alex. Hope you're doing very well today. Did I say that twice? I might have. I think I did.
The whales of these caverns.
I think I sandwiched with well wishes. We just lost to a opponent that had Neptulon and Astralor, so that was harsh.
Let's think this through.
I hope this fits on the ship.
I can take a 9-mana Deathwing or a 9-mana General. Whichever one I take, I might end up playing the other one. I can also take a 3-mana Suspect. I could. I'm gonna take the 9-mana General, but of course, if we get around turn 9, and the opponent has a much bigger board than me, wish I'd gone the other way. So if I play Suspicious Alchemist, I don't know, this is a bit of a possibly iffy play.
Pull her up.
Nah, it didn't happen. Like if I play Suspicious Alchemist and I hit the 1/3 with the 2 damage Death Rattle, I could ping it so I never get a chance to guess the card I took. So it looks like they went for the Oasis Ally. So I said that I had like 3 opponents in a row guess the Suspicious Alchemist cards. This opponent failed twice. So that's nice for us.
All ends with death.
I'm gonna play Reef Walker. It does make me much more vulnerable to like Deathborn though.
Look how it burns!
You gonna stay in stealth? I thought they would. Okay.
You got the wrong shot.
I don't really know much of anything about their hand. I know this is a spell. Three skeletons. Could be worse.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
Whoa! I just got Flurry Shattering Blast. Which is not very good here, but it could be excellent in the future to kill 3 minions. Ha!
Wrong ingredient.
Stop.
Thought we're playing the Trench Surveyor. Thought about it. I want to draw any card except a Noyotron. Which, that was one reason I used the Dredge. If I use the Dredge, I can guarantee I don't draw a Noyotron. Yeah, didn't draw an Noyotron. I think I overdraw my next card, but that's okay.
Betide those who set themselves against me.
I go down to 7, but then I'm drawing all 3 cards. So I do burn my next card. That's okay. It's a jellyfish, but I see polymorph and I'm gonna go, "Mah," but there's no sheep there.
My hand is full.
Yeah, burning the Arc Splitter is kind of unfortunate. Not one of the cards I would have picked to burn.
Calculation error.
Not the best objection ever. Not the best objection ever, at least.
Error. Hot bucket.
So do I want to dredge up Deathwing as an emergency option, or Stubborn Suspect as something that is more likely to be utilized more quickly? Jeff said so much like dolphins. You think my sheep sounds like a dolphin? This could be the time for our Flurry Shatter. And I get Rush, which is sad. Oh, shoot, no! Oh, no, it's like perfect for them. Can I still do this? I think I can with Ram, right? Boom, boom.
Caution. Hot.
Ready to fight for a better future? Hope prevails.
Oh, shoot. That's fine. Okay, well, we got rid of the Annexia and Raid Boss Annexia. Could tempo Stoneborn General, but that makes me very vulnerable to life sentence. I don't think we're gonna do that either. We're gonna go really close to fatigue. We're gonna go really close to fatigue.
What's troubling you?
They said they didn't get spells off of their spring water. That is slightly valuable information.
Noxramas shall be cleansed.
They discover an elemental which can include Neptulon. We just lost with Neptulon and Nestor.
Of these caverns chill me.
Mr. Follow, it might have been during the break, but Mr. Follow from Alpha 13 minutes ago. I appreciate it. Okay. Am I still worried about life sentence? Yes.
How curious.
Right now, I'm particularly worried that they're going to play a Rune of the Archmage.
A thirst beyond death.
Especially if they still had more whelps that weren't dying, would
Thirst beyond death.
would the raid boss Nexus still die of shatter? Yes. Untargetable things still work, like Deadly Shot. And what we did. Well, I said I was worried about Rune. They didn't use Rune. They used a Fire Sail and a Dark Fallen Shadow. I got 5 cards left in deck. They still have 9. Right now, we lose big time in fatigue. Yeah, I got a raid boss and Nexia just like they did. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't make any difference. I can only rush one of these. I wouldn't want the Scalebane being smaller anyway. Just trying to think if I had any way to bounce these back to my hands or to get a whelp on board. Not really. Another jellyfish. Any difference to find a whelp later? Yeah, I don't think I have any way to find a whelp, though. They're not holding another dragon. I have a card from another class that costs 1 less mana. We have a discovered elemental. I hope it's not Neptulon. I don't think it's Neptulon because they would have played it there. The silence gets rid of the sync. The silence gets rid of the AoEs. They have Geddon. Now, Geddon actually now damages their face, and I've got a lot more health than them right now.
A thirst beyond death, it seems to me.
Can freeze this Geddon 3 times and let it just keep hitting them for 2. Unless they've got armor. Unless they got cold cases. Freeze Geddon 3 turns in a row. Exactly. Exactly. Try to turn into a liability for him.
Voices, please.
The sad news about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, the Wiki's mods actually did the main database last week after detaching a USB. What? Doesn't make any sense. In terms of there should be public backups of all the text on the wiki. I have to rebuild the structure of it, but
Give him a wolf welcome.
wait, what? Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki suffers catastrophic loss of content spanning years? What? Doesn't seem possible. What?
An incredible discovery.
Stone Legion, to me!
I want to just freeze Gen again, have Gen kill themselves, but... go the other way. We used every card in our deck, basically. But we got there. Seems the anime voice turn. Yogi, oh no! Yogi! Do you know that message? Do you know that message on Windows that pops up when you, like, put in a USB drive? And it says, do not remove USB drive without first ejecting it? Yeah? Yogi, I did it. I took out the USB drive without ejecting it first. I deleted the internet, Yogi. I'm sorry. What? What? Why would you assume that's the result of... Your USB drive doesn't have anything to do with the internet, Yogi. I'm sorry. The internet was such a valuable resource to us all. And I've destroyed it. That's all I got. We gotta do a couple things. Oh, wait. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki accidentally did half the database? What? We're working on some server issues. One of our server people noticed storage volume connected to the server that appeared extraneous. After performing some checks on whether the storage when use appeared not to be. To save server costs, the storage volume was accordingly removed. Wait, that doesn't make any sense either. To save server costs, the USB drive was removed? That doesn't make any sense either. The volume was not configured normally. Our prior checks couldn't detect the volume actually was in use. That doesn't make any sense either, I don't think. Were removed as the storage volume containing the site's primary database. That doesn't make any sense. This disconnection caused the cloud provider to reallocate the storage to other customers. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense either. What? Like many fan projects, the tragedy was a result of having limited resources. If the owners had been made of money, they wouldn't have a reason to delete their storage volume. What? It's a month early for April Fools. There's like 5 different ways this doesn't make any sense to me. What? Well, at least it says at the end the thing that does make sense to me. The administrators of Yugipedia are currently working with archival websites to bring the wiki back. Right, that part makes sense to me. They're also asking contributors to help by submitting Yugi pages from their browser cache. Just save a file, right? So, I mean, like all those pages, all the text of the pages at least would have been archived. You might have to rebuild some links or something, but... Anyway, there's like 5 different ways that doesn't make sense to me. Alright. Before we get to the next match, well, first of all, did I get to dedicate a win to Nerdy yet? I don't think I did, so dedicate that win to Nerdy with the 6 months to sub. And then the last thing was that, that Scythe had redeemed the Star Trek Show of the Day. Only one Star Trek Show of the Day. This one is way too long. This is 4 minutes and 49 seconds. It's way too long. Let's put like 30 seconds to the start and like 30 seconds to the end. This is apparently, or supposedly, I haven't looked at this. This is supposedly a trailer for the DVDs for Deep Space Nine. Supposedly. 2003. 1 year after Attack of the Clones for Star Wars. There you go. This is good advertising. A 176-hour saga on DVD. That's good advertising. Look at all this content. What you leave behind with the fleet, the way of the warrior, Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
When we first created Deep Space Nine, we were forced to...
And he's got a model of Deep Space Nine right behind his head.
To create a show that was land-based that took place on a space station because the show was going to overlap with the Next Generation by 2 years, and we didn't want to have 2 Star Trek shows, both featuring a spaceship going off where no man has gone before and a crew of people. So we wanted to do something
They
different.
didn't want 2 shows about trekking in Star Trek.
Customer satisfaction is our primary concern.
Deep Space Nine had the wormhole. The wormhole! I know, let's put a little bit at the end. Put a little bit at the end of this trailer.
In breathtaking 5.1 surround sound. Plus, new interviews with the cast and crew. Rare behind-the-scenes footage. And a host of interactive special features that will take viewers to the next level of home entertainment.
Never underestimate the element of surprise.
Hold on!
The next
Unfortunately, the actor it played, Odo there, passed away not too long ago.
Space 9, coming 2003.
Yeah, Vice says, looks exciting. Can't wait till 2003.
Love you!
Me either. Me either. Did you hear? It was the cutting edge. The cutting edge of home entertainment. Surround sound 5.1 surround sound, baby. Which is still relevant. Which is still relevant. Sound hasn't changed much compared to video. Leaf said, are you playing this one because of things? I did want to. I was looking to play something Deep Space Nine-ish for that reason. I'm not gonna get too into it for spoilers. This is Dolby Surround Sound, which makes me think of Dobby.
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
Master has given Dobby a subwoofer. Cyberman can make arcane bolts cost 0. It's also a lot faster in arcane. Like I got 2 cards in hand that draw more cards. So, do I want to take the Scythe? I mean, the question is, which one are they going to click? Right? The question is, which one are they gonna click? Give the sub for close. Free sound. It's free real estate. I like that the opponent is called Team Fortress 2. Ready to give them a hat. Actually, when is the next episode of Picard? Tomorrow night? It's not tonight, is it?
Lead from the front.
It is tonight. When is it? When is it?
The Queen's throne is
Wrong ingredient.
No, it's tomorrow night. Yeah. Yeah. Thursday. Yeah. And they put it up at like midnight, so. That's when you watch them. Yeah. And they got the honorable kill, but they don't have any shields to raise anyway. The trouble is, right now they can. I want to play Stubborn Suspect, but that lets them get an honorable kill next turn for sure. So we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to specialist. It's kind of a shame because, you know, the specialist could dredge up the Sentinel, but we want Varian to do that anyway. 9-mana Drakefire, or we could try to get Rhyme Tongue with this Flurry. Yeah, I'm gonna take the discounted Drakefire, but maybe it'll be too slow against Hunter. Maybe.
Turning tides. What's with your mind?
Dang, they still got the Divine Shield. That's annoying. Just, wow, watch streak is so special. Did you like hit the share watch streak button? I turned that off on my end. You could do it on your end, but it doesn't even pop up for me anymore.
I've got more left in me.
Man, they're so far ahead right now. And right now, we're very, very, very genuinely looking at, you know, can I like flurry to slow him down in the Deathwing? But even that, oh, I'm dead. Ah, despair, absolute despair. Wow. They got that divine shield up when I didn't think they could. And now they got the deadly shot on the 5-mana taunt. I'm just dead. What could I ever do here? Trying to get a blizzard off this babbling book?
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
First flame, well, we're trying to slow him down. That actually could help.
Sorry, Squishy, I'm working.
He's not looking too hot. Well, I do get to play a Drake Fire on turn 8. Do get to do that. Oh, shoot, what?
Anything that bends can break.
Ah. At least they didn't put anything on board, really. Oh, no. See, told you. Well, now it's looking a lot hotter. Because the sun will. It's probably hot. Yeah, I get it. I don't know. Oh, dear. Controller? Well, they discovered the sun. Well, they didn't draft it. Hala gets to do some damage. That's nice. Alright, well they've got 7 random spells and 8 mana. It was messing around with using people 60 to half your VOD. That's fine. I don't really use those VODs much anyway. Nobody watches the YouTube. Come on, Hala! Come on, Hala! You can win the brawl! You can win the brawl, Hala. Hey, you didn't win the brawl. You didn't win the brawl. Wanted to believe in Hala.
How curious.
This Scorpion seen things, rabbits are long respect, but it's dead now. It's dead now. I thought about playing Gold Case and Lanham Poison the 3/5, but I didn't do that. There's 1/1 wins the brawl. It's not realistic on stall. I actually disagree, because the Scorpion was frozen. The Scorpion was frozen, so what happened was it didn't participate in the brawl. It was just frozen, watching everybody else fight, and while everybody else fought, they all killed each other. And the frozen Scorpion that never got involved in the fight was the survivor. It goes to show, don't get involved in fights. Just stand on the sidelines and run away if you can. Can't lose a fight you don't participate in.
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
Ready to fight for a better future? Hope prevails.
No problem.
Well, they still have 4 more random spells. We're in a much better position than we were right this second. We never know if they're gonna have like a whirlpool or a twisting nether or something. If you stand on the sidelines, might as well start recording. A lot of people do these days. A lot of people do these days. I stepped on the scorpion, forget it was poisonous. A lot of times the scorpion dies there anyway. A lot of times. Just as if everyone's having a nice night. Well, we've won 4 games, we've only lost 1. Played more Genshin Impact on stream earlier than I expected to. Yeah, it's a decent counterspell, honestly. Stop these from getting buffed, stop future buffs.
A thirst beyond death.
Yes, hope you are also. Hope you are also doing well. Actually gonna trade this. It's not what I actually wanted to hit.
Time has come to dethrone our former master.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do, but guess I'll have to do. Well, 5x5-5. Hello, 8 armor. Damage is pretty relevant. I imagine. I imagine it will be. Okay, so... So I can dredge up the Sunken Sentinel, but it's still not a mech, right? So it'd be delayed. The current plan is to, like, play these suspects and let the Deathwing destroy the card I'm top decking. So, do I want to actually dredge a weaker card so that Varian, if I top deck it later, can still pull the Sentinel? I'm gonna say yes. Because I'm really expecting to play Deathwing next turn.
You got the wrong guy, pal. You got the wrong guy, pal.
I've only heard good things about Genshin. What type of game is it? Know nothing about it. Did you happen to play Zelda Breath of the Wild? Did you happen to play Breath of the Wild, or at least you know how Breath of the Wild works? It's an open world exploration game, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, except you gamble for characters. And so if you have a gambling addiction, don't play Genshin Impact. But it does have literally hundreds of hours. Literally hundreds of hours of content that's free if you don't have a gambling addiction. So, I do recommend checking it out, honestly, provided you don't have a gambling addiction. If you have a gambling addiction, stay way, 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 way far away from it. Well, my Deathwing died for 1 mana, but it was still good.
What a delicious party!
If I have a gambling addiction, do I win? What do I win? You could win waifus. You could win waifus. They might ruin your lifeu.
They what?
It's like MMO. Sort of. It's not really like an MMO. It's not an MMO at all. But you can co-op. You can co-op with up to 3 people for a lot of the game's dungeons and stuff. I don't do the co-op. I just play solo. You can solo everything in the game. But yeah, no, it's more of an exploration story game. Yeah, if I got a bit of a gambling addiction, I think I can risk it. Right. Addicted to risk, even about risk, meta risks. That's not a good roll. I guess I have to kill it, although I kind of don't want to. Alright, I got 7 damage per turn on board. They have 1 at the moment, but they have 2 cards, one of which is a random spell. It's a phone game. There's a phone version of Genshin. There is a phone version, there's also a PC version. And they play together, they have crossplay. I just do it on PC, really. I don't do the mobile, but you could. Alright, I hope that clinches it. I guess if their random spell was Pyroblast, we're dead. And they've been holding that random spell for a long time. It could be Pyro. Even if they discover collateral damage here, they don't have enough mana for collateral damage. It's like Diablo Immortal. You can gamble in Diablo Immortal. I would say Diablo Immortal was more predatory than Genshin, but that could be debatable. You play for a while? Diablo Immortal? We streamed it for like 2 weeks. We finished the story, and once we finished the story, I stopped playing. What is a little interesting that, you know, we've shown on stream. We've shown on stream before, but, you know, what's interesting is Genshin has its own card game within the game. Anyu's dead. That's fine. Alright. Trying to look for the burst animation. Let's see if this works. Oh. Gained 2 energy. There's victory. There we go. Here's the burst animation. We can use this to gain an electro die. And this to gain an electro die. And then we can use our elemental burst. And because Cyno died, I should get 2 more energy back. 2 more energy! Alright, well, if the opponent is a random fireball, we're dead. In this card game. Just trying to look for some more normal gameplay in Genshin. Oh, this would count. This would count. Valor. Swift asked what type of game Genshin is. This is how some of the gameplay looks. Some of the gameplay. I don't know if you've done the event yet, but you should do the event sometime in the next 2 weeks before it goes away. So you have a team of 4 characters, and you swap off between them and use their different abilities. So here's Dia. She goes around punching people. She genuinely plays well. Some people don't think she plays well. I do. I think she plays fine, but her numbers. Yeah. Somewhere in here we went showing off a bunch of different zones in the game. I was describing the various ones. But yeah, so it's got a big open world. A little less, but yeah, so this is the chasm. It's this big crater area. It's got a big open world that you can glide around. Where's the glider? You can glide around like in Breath of the Wild. Mid-air jump every like 4 seconds. And he actually regains air. So, anyway. So yeah, don't play that game if you have a gambling addiction. But there's a lot of free content there. There's a lot of free content there if you don't have a gambling addiction. Mr. Trump says they sold all their organs to build a mid-level barbarian in Diablo Immortal. All your organs. It's tough. I've tried. So they're not impressed by the Diablo 4 graphics. I haven't looked too closely. It's a very gray game, right? It's very gray, you know, but it's a response, I suppose, to the fact that people complained that Diablo 3 was too colorful, was not dreary enough. I'm gonna try this, but maybe it won't work out. Is that on Twitch? Looks through that Diablo 4, yeah. When does the open beta start? Because there's like a pre-order beta, but I haven't pre-ordered the game. When's the open beta start? It's like the 18th or something? Cheryl says, I'm surprised you play with English sounds, but I thought you play with Japanese voices. You know, I'm somebody who will watch a dubbed anime, you know? Some people hate dubs, and there's some bad dubs out there for sure, especially the old dubs in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, I'm not somebody who is opposed to the dub life, personally. I'm looking at Coin, Direwolf, then Rhymetongue, then tried to do the cold case with Rhymetongue. Means I can't coin Varian. I think Genshin has a really good English dub for like more than 90% of it. Some people don't like the English voice for your main companion, Paimon. They get annoyed by the high-pitched voice of Paimon, and I think that's understandable. Paimon's kind of grown on me, personally, but I think that's very understandable. But yeah, like 90+% of the English voices I think are really good. Especially Zhongli. Zhongli's voiced by David Silverstein, I believe is his name, and he's really, really good. Will you ever consider voice acting? Yeah, I guess. It's just, you know, I've never actively tried to pursue anything, you know. John, it's John, has recently been trying to actively pursue some stuff. I've never tried to actively pursue anything like that. Make Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge Series. I mean, you're not actually wrong in terms of... I've thought about trying some things like that, just because there's no downside besides time. I've thought of taking advantage of some of the modern, you know, AI stuff and seeing how I could use that to supplement content to let me do things I could never truly do on my own. But, you know, I don't know.
Error. Hot bucket.
Leaving the general down there. We have a big-ish problem right now. The big-ish problem is that, you know, we just drew an Oiotron, so Varian cannot pull a Divine Shield unless we get Sentinel killed. We're not drawing Sentinel for a minimum of 2 turns. I was thinking you had the perfect radio voice, got a face made for radio. Where's my voice tunes? Only 2 voices. 1.5, really. Yes, what's the voice after season 1, Joey? True, it's all true. His face made for you an insult. It is. It is. It is 100%. It is 100%. You're ugly. You got a face made for radio. Yeah. But if I say it about myself, it's just self-deprecating.
Caution. Hot.
I do a lot of self-deprecating humor. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at the self-deprecating humor. I'm pretty terrible at it, actually. I'll probably never be good at it. Ryder Redeems and my voice joint we're talking about. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Ready to fight for a better future?
I've got a concept. I've got a concept that comes to mind. I don't know if I can execute quickly enough. The concept is that, you know, Yugi and Joey are talking about this, you know? Yugi, have you ever considered voice acting? Not really, Joey. You know those professional voice actors in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh? That's true, Yugi. They all have very serious voices. You know, I think our voices are too over the top. That's right. They don't make animes in Yu-Gi-Oh! With really over the top voices. It's all super, super serious, you know. Everybody has, like, you know, a David Attenborough voice or something. You know, everybody is Ben Stein doing monotone. That's what they enjoy. That's what's notable, because they live in a world of everybody being, you know,
all right, Yugi, I'm gonna kill you with my bug deck.
No, don't.
That's right, every card in my deck is a bug, and it's gonna bug you.
Oh, that was so clever. Usually they have a good voice, but it's tough business. A lot of things are tough business, you know. Working in the video game industry is tough business. They work you to the bone. We never got...